bream bites are really distinguishable. They are slow, steady. It's really satisfying to watch these bream, but I think this one is a bream. Strike into it. Yeah, it's a bream. Especially when you're using a lightweight bomb or a small lead, it's really, you get really smooth, slow, pull around bites from bream. And yeah, that's, I think the fact is it's no rush. It's not like a method feeder bite from a carp or even bites from smaller fish which are really fast and you got to strike into them. But with bream, yeah, it's slow, steady. There's no rush to even strike into it. Take your time. It's a perfect kind of fishing that you can do when you just want a relaxed pleasure fishing session. So I use one of these big 3+8 gram slider floats as a marker float because they have a proper visible tip. So with the heavy weight, I can also cast them out pretty far where I want to cast my bomb. And with the tip, I can aim at this float with my catapult so that I get a proper accuracy when I throw out the ground bait bowls using the catapult. With these two SSG shots, I get enough weight to cast it out, especially in windy conditions such as this. I would actually need to look for a gap in the wind so that I can cast this effectively to where I want to. And each time I cast out, really, the wind takes it a bit. The wind is flowing from my right to the left, so it really takes the float just maybe a second before it lands a few meters to the left. So what I do is to cast out a few meters to the right so that then the wind can take it to where it has to land accurately. But yeah, you have to wait for the right moment where the wind, just dies down for a couple of seconds. Yeah, that was perfect actually. Now before you have the marker float cast out, I generally make 5 or 6 balls of ground bait. Now this is ground bait mixed with some dead maggots and a few micro pellets. And the ground bait itself, it's a mix of fish meal ground bait and some sweet chocolate based ground bait. Once you cast out, the float won't stay there in place for more than a few seconds because the wind is that strong. Yeah, the float just moves away to the direction of the wind. So I get maybe 1 or 2 ground bait balls to catapult out, and by that time the float moves back and moves to the side. So then I have to wind back in and cast back out, and then again wait for the perfect time so that the wind is not as strong for a few seconds, and then I can cast out like this time now. and then immediately catapult the bait out. You know, I just get, yeah, 1 or 2 pulls out by the time the float would have completely moved out away from where I actually cast it out. So yeah, I've got 2 more ground bait balls left to throw out, so I'll wind back in and wait for the wind and cast it out. Yeah, it's a bit of a complicated, time-consuming way of doing it, but what it makes sure is on windy days like this you can fish more accurately rather than, you know, casting a feeder out which will go all over the place. And once you get your ground bait feeder the direction or the spot wrong, what you're doing is essentially you are putting ground bait all over the place, which actually spoils your swim. You have bait all over the place, and you know the fish will be all over, and you won't get as many bites as you can get if you fish more accurately. So once you finish baiting up using the ground bait balls, the only thing to do is to take off the marker float. Instead, I'm putting a 1/2 ounce bomb. That's it, and then I connect the hook link to the quick snap link. That's it, a nice big hook link. So with this now I think I can fish away for maybe 2 hours. There's enough ground bait out there. I expect the bream to feed in on the bait and the loose feed that's been put there, and hope to get steady bites now. Now the hook bait is just straight live red maggots. I have some dead maggots which are mixed with the ground bait, which I can use as well. I've got Bream on dead maggots previously, so some days it's the red maggot, the live one, that works, and some days it's the dead ones. So we'll see as we go along which one works best. So yeah, that's a perfectly lip hooked bream. You can see those 2 maggots there. They were actually from the hook, so I've unhooked it, but those 2 maggots just stayed there. I'll see if I can get the fish up and give it a show. Well, there it is. I guess maybe 3 or 4 pounds, this one. So yeah, good to have a nice size bream, and hopefully we get a few more of these. tackle wise, I'm just using a 12-foot match rod. So with the match rod, the good thing is you could fish it as a float rod as well as a feeder or a bomb rod, given that you use light enough weights. And the reel is I think it's a 4000 size normal fixed spool reel with a rear drag. Been just getting line bites. Probably the maggots have gone, or is there a fish? There is a fish. I think this one has been probably hooked for... Oh, it's gone. Oh, on a tree. Yeah, that's a bream bite, I think. Yeah, again, look. Just slow, steady pulls without any, no pressure striking into that. You could even admire the bend in the road before anything could happen, really. It's a nice one. They come up on the surface almost where you hook them, really, and you can see them coming through the surface all the way. It's such a pressure-free type of angling, this. Fishing for bream on bigger reservoirs or gravel pits. And all these fish were lip hooked. Never had a bream deep hooked, really. Well, that's the end of the session. I've had I think 6 or 7 bream in total using the same tactics, and it was really, it was satisfying to see those slow bream bites and strike into it without any pressure at all. If you've made this far, consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next session. Thanks for watching.